Hey, basketball fans. Do you think NBA legends always support each other just because they're rich and famous? What if I told you that some of the biggest stars in the league actually can't stand each other? Yep, that's right. Even the greatest of all time have had serious beefs. From locker room fights to crazy trash talk, these NBA legends didn't hold back, and some of them are still holding grudges today. Have you ever heard about the time Michael Jordan disrespected another Hall of Famer? Or when Shaq and Kobe couldn't even speak to each other without starting a fight? What about LeBron James clapping back at legends from the past? In today's video, we're breaking down the most shocking, dramatic, and even funny beefs between all-time NBA greats. So don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell. Michael Jordan versus Isiah Thomas. Michael Jordan is often called the greatest basketball player of all time. But even MJ had problems with other players, and one of his biggest beefs was with Isiah Thomas. Back in the late 1980s and early 1990s, Jordan's Chicago Bulls and Isiah's Detroit Pistons were big-time rivals. The Pistons were known for their rough and tough style of play, which people called the bad boys defense. And guess who was leading that team? Yep, Isiah Thomas. He made things really hard for Jordan on the court. Jordan hated losing to them, but what really made him angry was what happened in 1991. After the Bulls finally beat the Pistons in the Eastern Conference Finals, Isiah and his team walked off the court without even shaking hands. That move really upset Jordan. He never forgot it. Years later, when the 1992 Olympic Dream Team was picked, Isiah didn't make the team, and many believe Jordan made sure of that. Even today, when they talk about each other in interviews, you can still feel the bad blood between them. Shaquille O'Neal versus Kobe Bryant. One of the most famous NBA beefs didn't happen between enemies, it happened between teammates. Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant. They played together on the Los Angeles Lakers and won 3 championships in a row. On the court, they were unstoppable, but behind the scenes, things weren't so great. Shaq was the fun, outgoing big guy who loved to joke around. Kobe was younger, serious, and all about hard work. They were very different, and both wanted to be the leader of the team. Their fights didn't stay private. They argued in interviews, and Kobe even said Shaq was lazy and didn't work hard enough. That made things worse. In 2004, Shaq was traded to the Miami Heat. A lot of fans believed the trade happened because their beef couldn't be fixed. Years later, they finally made peace and even laughed about the old days. But no one can forget that their beef ended one of the most powerful teams in NBA history. Kevin Durant versus Russell Westbrook. Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook were more than just teammates. They were good friends. They played together for the Oklahoma City Thunder and helped make the team one of the best in the NBA. But in 2016, everything changed. Durant surprised everyone when he left OKC to join the Golden State Warriors, the same team that had just beaten them in the playoffs. Fans were shocked, but no one felt it more than Westbrook. He felt hurt and betrayed. After that, they stopped talking. Whenever they played against each other, you could feel the tension. No hugs, no smiles, just cold looks and some trash talk. Durant once said Westbrook's team wasn't that good. Westbrook responded on the court by putting up a triple-double and showing he didn't need. It took years for them to finally talk again. Even if things are better now, fans still remember how a close friendship turned into a tough rivalry. LeBron James versus Paul Pierce. LeBron James and Paul Pierce have been going at it for a long time. Their rivalry started way back in the early 2000s. And believe it or not, their beef began in 2004, before LeBron ever won a single championship. It all started during a preseason game when the two were trash-talking and almost got into a fight. Things didn't cool down after that. The rivalry only got bigger. Pierce was part of the Boston Celtics Big Three, and they gave LeBron a hard time for years. They stopped him from reaching the NBA Finals more than once. In 2010, after another loss to the Celtics, LeBron decided to leave Cleveland and team up with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh in Miami. When LeBron finally beat Pierce in the playoffs, it felt like sweet revenge. But still, the tension between them never really went away. Even now, Paul Pierce takes shots at LeBron on TV, saying he's not a top 5 player. Many fans think it's just hate, but this beef has deep roots and it's definitely real. Charles Barkley versus Draymond Green. This is one of the funniest and most entertaining beefs in the NBA, and it's still going on. Charles Barkley, who's now a popular TV analyst, often makes jokes about Draymond Green from the Golden State Warriors. Barkley says Draymond talks a lot for someone who doesn't score many points. But Draymond didn't stay quiet. He clapped back, saying Barkley never won a championship and should stop before I take his job on TV. Their back and forth has been going on for years. Barkley once even said, "I want to punch him in the face." Draymond replied with, "He can't guard me or beat me." They've never actually fought, but the way they throw shade at each other is both spicy and funny. Fans love it. It's like a comedy show mixed with basketball beef. Michael Jordan versus Scottie Pippen. They were one of the greatest duos in NBA history, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Together, they won 6 championships with the Chicago Bulls. But now, they're not even friends. Things changed after the Last Dance documentary came out. The series focused mostly on Jordan's side of the story, and Pippen didn't like that. He felt like Jordan used the documentary to make himself look like a hero and made others, like Pippen, look weak. Pippen was upset about how the show talked about his injury and contract problems. He said, "Jordan wouldn't have won without me." For fans, this was a big shock. Many people thought MJ and Pippen were like brothers. They shared amazing moments on the court, but now their friendship seems broken. Even though they made history together, it looks like the respect between them is gone. Ray Allen versus Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce. The Boston Celtics' Big Three, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and Kevin Garnett, were a powerful team. They won an NBA title together in 2008 and were one of the toughest squads in the league. But in 2012, everything changed. Ray Allen made a surprise move and joined the Miami Heat, the Celtics' biggest rival at the time. Pierce and KG felt hurt and betrayed. They said Ray never told them about his decision, and they believed he took the easy way out by joining a stronger team. Because of that, they didn't talk for years. Ray Allen was even left out of Celtics reunions. The friendship was broken, and the beef between them was real. It wasn't until 2022, during the NBA's 75th anniversary celebration, that they finally hugged and smiled again on camera. But for almost 10 years, things were cold between them. Kobe Bryant versus Dwight Howard. This one was short but intense. In 2012, Dwight Howard joined the Lakers, and many thought he and Kobe Bryant would become a great team. But Kobe didn't like Dwight's attitude and wanted him to be tougher and more serious. Dwight felt Kobe was too demanding. They fought in the locker room, and during a game, Kobe even called Dwight soft while trash-talking him face-to-face. Years later, they made peace, but back then, their beef was loud and very public. Reggie Miller versus Michael Jordan. Reggie Miller was famous for his clutch shots and big mouth, so it's no surprise he had beef with Michael Jordan. Their battles on the court were intense. In one game, they even got into a physical fight and had to be separated. Miller said he wanted to prove Jordan was just another player, but Jordan made sure to beat the Pacers every time. Their 1998 playoff series was one of the most exciting ever. Even though MJ won, their trash talk and rivalry are still remembered today. Karl Malone versus Magic Johnson. This beef was painful and personal. In 1991, Magic Johnson shocked everyone when he said he had HIV. Many players supported him, but Karl Malone was one of the few who said he was scared to play against Magic. Malone worried about blood on the court and said he didn't feel safe. Some people understood his fear, but others thought it was disrespectful. Magic was hurt and their friendship changed forever. This wasn't just trash talk, it was real fear and pain, showing that beefs can come from life's hard moments. Bonus round, mini beefs. Let's take a quick look at a few other small but spicy beefs. Tim Duncan versus Kevin Garnett. They didn't talk much, but Garnett tried to trash talk Duncan. Tim didn't respond. He just kept winning. James Harden versus Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis once said he'd rather pick someone who passes the ball, not James. Harden replied, "I wish I could just be 7 feet and dunk." Ouch. Allen Iverson versus Chris Paul. Iverson once said CP3 was great, but he's not me. It wasn't a big fight, but the message was clear. AI knew his place in the game. So what does all this NBA beef really mean? It shows us that even the biggest legends are still just human. They can feel hurt, angry, or even jealous. Sometimes they make peace, and sometimes the drama never ends. But let's be honest, that's part of what makes basketball so fun to watch, right? These rivalries give us something to talk about, cheer for, and even argue over with our friends. It's not just about the dunks or the trophies. It's about the fire, the emotion, and yes, the beef. Which NBA beef surprised you the most? Was it Kobe and Shaq's feud, or maybe Jordan and Isaiah? Let us know in the comments. We're reading every one. If you had fun watching, don't forget to hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe for more awesome stories from the world of sports and entertainment. Thanks for watching. See you next time.